Now, usually before I integrate my ships, I spend a lot of time testing out the integrations on the test server to see if it will work, and of course to learn what the ship can do, and of course what the ship can do. It's very important to know the limits of the build and of your ship. I did try to make a bunch of universal builds in the past, but I gave up on that because you cannot have one build for every possible situation. There's going to be counters always. So yeah, that's one thing that I learned a long time ago. Now, recently or not so recently, I bought two navies, a Tempest fleet and a Megathron navy. Now I'm very happy with the Tempest. That thing has been working really well. I have no complaints about it. And honestly, the build on the Tempest fleet, I'm proud of it. It works really well, and it did live up to my expectations. Now, now this ship, on the other hand, on paper, it looks good. And I did have a limited testing run for this ship, which did kind of show me that I failed on integrating this thing, and I'm not really happy with how the ship turned out to be. Now this build here, I came up with this build in like 5 seconds. I had a very big target, and I figured out to take this thing to see how it would work versus a different navy. Now today I'll be doing some solo PvP, and I'll be using this thing for solo PvP, and of course some of the ships, but the highlight would be this thing. And oh man, now I made I think my last failed build was on the Stratius. This build that I have on this thing, I mean not the modules itself, more the rigs, it's a fail. I'm not really happy with this ship at all, and I kind of already knew that, but I needed to verify that that it was a fail, an expensive fail. It is one of my most expensive fails so far. Every one of these rigs is like 2-3 billion each or something. It's a juicy rig setup for sure. And now, don't get me wrong, the rig setup is good. It's good with a certain build, and unfortunately, I built this ship for one specific purpose, but I ended up doing something completely different with it, which by itself is a complete fail on my end, because I need to use the ship for what it's designed to be used, and well, I'm not doing that, and of course it's not going to work. And even when I did use it the way I intended to use it, it didn't outperform my Tempest. My Tempest works better than this thing. I have no idea why that's the case, and not with this build, of course. When I have the same build on the Tempest and on this thing, the Tempest outperforms the ship. So maybe, I mean, the one big difference between the two ships are the rigs, of course. The idea is the same, but I want to do something different with this ship, not to have a complete replica of the Tempest, but with a Megathon hull. And turns out this setup might not work the same way I imagined that it would work. On paper, it works. Accepted. On paper, it looks amazing. I mean, the tank on this monster is crazy on paper, but when it starts taking damage, I don't know. I mean, it feels like it lacks like 50% resist or something. The Tempest fleet tanks, that brick, the Tempest fleet is a brick, and it works. And it even has, in some cases, lower stats, but tanks more. This has much more stats, repairs better, but doesn't tank as much as the Tempest. So I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I kind of know what I messed up. I think the fundamental difference between the armor repair and the shield booster kind of kicked in here, and it's not working the way I wanted it to work. So I can make it work, but that will take me some new rigs. So yeah, we'll guess have to go back to the drawing board. I just want to show you yeah, this is usually the build that I have on this thing, and I'm happy with with the tank. I mean, you will see the stats. It's wild.
Undocking.
It's a chunk, and I even have the wrong general units over here at the moment because I was also doing something else with them. So yeah, I'll just quickly show you the tank on this thing. I mean, just it should be a brick, and in some cases it works, but it lacks one thing. I think it lacks the recovery rate of the armor. I think it lacks repair, which is something I fixed. I mean, with shield you also have a passive recharge, and the navies have received a passive recharge bonus. So the navy, the shield tank navies, they by default have an advantage in passive recovering shield as well. Besides having the shield booster, they also have that really good passive shield recovery. No, it would be better, but for an armor tank, you can't passively recover armor. That would be fun if you could, but you can't passively recover armor. So yeah, a fundamental difference between the types of tank made a huge difference that I kind of expected to see a difference, right? But the difference that ended up being visible was just huge, and that messed up my plans with the Megatron. 3.6 million, I mean, with damage active. Obviously, it is a brick, but the Tempest brick ended up being a better brick than this brick. I have a lot of bricks, I know, but the Tempest did end up being
Docking request
the
accepted.
better, I guess, end result. And I'll fix this thing, but it was just one thing that I had to mention. I've been today. Basically, I came to the conclusion that it has to be changed. And well, let's go and let's yeet some ships. I mean, that's my one of my favorite things here. So as I mentioned before, I knew what I was getting into here. I knew when you warp to a navy, even if it's a DPS build, it's a chunk. I mean, navies are bricks. These things are tanky bricks, monsters. They have DPS and they have tank.
Warp drive
And
active.
I wanted to basically prove to myself really that this build that I have on the ship sucks, that the rigs and the setup that I have sucks. And one way to convince myself that I failed with this was to just yeet it at something, and let's see how it does against target. Now this Raven, I looked at the Raven. It did seem like they have a Thermo 2 nanocore, I believe. It had these little lines on the hull. I think it's a Thermo 2 core. We will about to find out, I guess. They done the mission. They have been just sitting here, so I decided to just yeet and well, scrambled. Now I initially wanted to have an afterburner, but last time when I had an afterburner on this thing, or should I say last time I engaged something with the Megatron, the target managed to escape because I was too slow. So this time I just picked a micro drift, and yeah. Now I'm not going to be too slow. There is no way. Now it should have enough speed to catch the target, and it did. Now what is this Raven doing? I have absolutely no idea. They definitely have some. I mean, they obviously have some tank. It's a Raven. I think if I have to do a Raven list, or should I say not a Raven, but a Navy list, what's the nastiest shield tank Navy? It's definitely the Raven. It's a better shield tank than the Tempest, and it can do an active and a passive tank really well. I managed to build a passive tank Raven Navy that was able to easily passively tank my Macariel at 5000 DPS. I wasn't able to burn through 32% shield. It held. So you can do a passive tank, but it requires a specific build for it. And well, yeah, grab some popcorn. This is going to take a while for sure. Yeah, two navies having at one another. That's just a lovely sight. Now I'm trying to. I have a thermal circulation implant, which I decided to use for DPS a little bit, but later down the road I just stopped using it for DPS because it's not. I mean, it does have a big good effect. My thermal circulation has a decent level to it, although my thermal circulation is obviously not a DPS implant. I use it for tank, but you know, figure out to just use it for a couple cycles, see how it goes, what it will do. And yeah, the Raven's shield slowly going down, although it is, I mean, it's a Raven navy who already kind of expected a brick. Doesn't seem to be a full chunk though. I think that's a DPS based on the damage that I'm taking. I mean, I'm taking some big hits here, and I know I have only 2 adaptives and a damage control, but you know, still, that's like 80-90% resistance, and I'm still taking like 4,000 hits. So I think that Raven is almost full DPS. Did seem like they have some shield booster action going on there, so I think they're mostly DPS based on the amount of damage that I'm taking. They definitely did feel like they're DPS, and that thing can have some very nasty alpha damage. And based on the damage, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the damage that I'm taking. That's reduced a lot. I mean, the Raven is known to. I think the Raven Navy might be one of the first cavalry battleships that have a better application than the Typhoon when it comes to missiles. The Typhoon 2 was unmatched up until recently when it comes to damage application. Maybe the Space Pen, but the Space Pen was, yeah, the Space Pen was buffed, and the Space Pen does some very good application as well. Oh, looks like we have some company. If we get scanned, that's a pretty big scanner for sure. I mean, who knows? Might already have a Stratius nearby here. You never know what can happen here. You never know. I'm trying to save my capacity. That micro wardrift definitely messed up my capacitor, and this is where I realized that I should have taken an afterburner. Would have done the same thing, but without the penalty on the capacitor. I also love how my shield is recovering, but I'm still taking armor damage. Honestly, if you would ask me what the hell is going on here with my shield, and I have absolutely no idea. So I'm recovering shield, right? Well, it does appear so, but I'm taking armor damage, completely bypassing the shield. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something here? I honestly have absolutely no idea what's happening with this ship. I think this is just one of those occasions where when everything goes wrong, and that happens way too often. I mean, that's what happens when you have no luck, I guess, but I have honestly no clue how my shield is not taking any damage, but my armor is. Oh, who knows? I might be in hull already. I mean, I just don't know what's going on with this ship. Yeah, my shield is at 38% apparently, but my armor is taking some hits. So 41% shield, yeah, it's going up. So shield is going up, but the Raven said nope, your shield does nothing. Alrighty then. Oh, a message. Killing the Raven, yes. Attempting to kill the Raven. Although at this moment I'm trying to figure out what the hell is happening with this ship, because if you would ask me what's happening, I would not be able to give an answer because I have absolutely no idea. Whoa, look, the Raven is in hull. Hallelujah, took a while. Now I'm doing more damage. Okay, I'll just approach the Raven. Honestly, 50% armor, 50% shield. I've never seen. This is literally the first time that I've ever seen something as weird as this happen. Literally the first time. I know that they have a good shield recovery, but shield is doing no shielding. Oh well, in any case, this took a while. Just one more hit. Imagine if the Raven warped. Oh my god! Imagine if the Raven just warped at like 0.1% hull. I would be so mad. Alrighty then. Well, let's borrow the loot. I mean, let's loot wreck. And let's warp out. That took a while.
Active.
Navies are definitely no joke when it comes to tank. 22, not bad. I'll take it. 22 billion. Well, that was yep, full DPS, and that definitely had a nasty DPS output for sure. They haven't been in siege though, they have been moving. They have been shooting without siege, which is I think the good choice to do, the good decision, because siege basically ruins the DPS. And now I have to repair this thing.
Under attack.
And now my shield works. Did you see that? Did you see that? Now my shield works. I honestly have no idea what happened with the shield of this thing. It is just, I might have to send this to some developers to take a look at, because that was a hella weird, not gonna lie. Okay, now let me align myself, and well, I have no capacitor left. Isn't that lovely? Oh well, let's
Docking
go
request accepted.
to the next targets. And I'll take the, let's see, I'll take the cells, why not? Okay. I think we have a prophecy. Oh, this is about to be a fun one.
Undocking.
I already mentioned before that the most destroyed ship that I have is a prophecy. And yeah, we have a prophecy. Let's go and let's add one more prophecy.
Active.
One more prophecy hill to my career, because I just keep finding these ships. It used to be very funny because when I used to run around with the Cinnaball, I was only finding prophecies all over the galaxy, and that's basically how it happened. Alright, let me approach. It looks like an armor tank. Okay. Battery mode engaged.
We're under attack.
And now let's... Oh, that looks like a tanky one. Okay. Tanky one, or I messed up my general units. I think I messed up my general units because I just forget to change them. I haven't changed my units for like weeks now. And there is a big difference in DPS with my tank, and my tank units are very good, but my DPS units are for DPS ships, and in this case I have tank units for a DPS ship, which is a bad idea. I am missing a lot of extra DPS. But the prophecy got destroyed, and now I can loot. Oh, that looks juicy. And now I can warp out. I love the Stelos. This is probably my
Warp
favorite
drive
cruiser in the
active.
game at the moment. It is a silly ship. It has a lot of DPS. It's everything I want in a cruiser. It's the Stelos. Besides being ugly, I guess. But I guess you can't have everything. It's still ugly. This thing is one of the ugliest ships in the game, but I like it. Oh gee, that's a juicy one. Oh my god. Juicy. 1.5 billion prophecy kill. And some decent drone drops. No complaints for me. That's some good catch right there. Next. Now
Undocking.
we have a oracle. And this oracle did give us some trouble. My friend accidentally crashed while warping, and the oracle saw the ship warping, and they basically docked.
Warp drive active.
The good thing is that the oracle did not see my ship, and versus assault battlecruisers, I like to take my Stratus. Now there's the oracle, and they are obviously they're orbiting. They are about
Warp
100
drive
kilometers
active.
from the gate there, and I'll be warping back just to get a good warp in, and then my plan is to slowly creep up to the oracle while being cloaked. This is basically what the Stratus is best at. One of the best tackle ships, one of the overall best tackle cruisers in the game. Very easy to very easy to just tackle something with this thing. It is honestly a monster when it comes to stealth. Nothing
Warp
is
drive
even
active.
close besides bombers and the Astro in the ability to basically be sneaky. And well, the oracle in this moment here has warped out, which is fine. The oracle did not see my ship, so I can just warp back. Now, one thing that I have to change here, uh, in this case, in this moment, I wasn't really sure where the oracle went to. Could be to the gate, could be to the station. So I decided to quickly take a look at the nearby. Take a look at the station. Take a look at the gate station, and basically, my idea is to
Warp drive active.
position the ship in such a way that the oracle warps back, and they warp on top of me. So I can insta tackle them. Now, since they're using beam lasers, it's kind of easy for me to set up a optimal cam distance. It would be at 100 to 85 kilometers. Now, if they warp at, I usually pick the average distance, since if it's a sniper oracle, there's no way that I'll go below 80 kilometers. 80 kilometers is basically like the lower limit.
Warp drive active.
But I like to position myself to be between 80 but also between 100. So 85 kilometers is basically what I would consider to be the ideal cam distance versus a assault battlecruiser that
Warp drive active.
has a sniping build. And well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And there is the oracle. Exactly 9. They warped at 90, 91, 92, 95 kilometers, which is fine. Very close to me in any case. Very close to. I mean, well within the optimal range. And I'll just go and tackle it before they can align or do anything. Hello there. And this is the case with the Stratus. Before you see the Stratus, it's already too late. They already tackled you, and they already have scramblers. So this is the reason why Stratus is such a nasty ship. It is
We're under attack.
evil this is such an evil ship because it can do stuff like this, and I love it. It's a very fun ship to fly as well, and that was a good kill. Some good loot as well, I'll take it, and I can warp out. And that's how you deal with a sniping oracle that
Warp
has
drive
a
active.
well, I guess that's how you deal with any assault battlecruiser that you have intel on. And I can cloak and chill with the Stratus. It's such a lovely ship, honestly. Stratus is a very, very nice ship. Let's take a look at wreck. Almost a billion, not bad. Some decent loots, not bad. And did look like a PvP build in a way. Okay, interesting. A scanner and a points. Interesting combination for sure. In any case, that was it for today. Very nice little solo run for sure. Honestly, was fun. Was fun, and I'll definitely do a lot more. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, play safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.